start with a cowboy song that's called The Wrangler. On a horse belly half he whistles Laredo, the first song he heard as a child. He's dusty but trusty and steady from all the long miles. His talk somewhat slow, his legs somewhat bold. He's rich without owning a thing, but the silver in his hat, the gold in the sunsets he's seen. His home is a trail and his bed is grass on the ground. And all his neighbors wear horns and his best friends were born from the herd Cortez turned out. All he needs in this world is a dance with a pretty girl, sometimes on Saturday night. A good horse to ride, to live his own life, a soft place to lay when he dies. Sometimes he slept on the moor, but he don't give a damn about a quitter or a man who don't have the heart to just try. But he'll stand to the end for a friend and never ask why. His home is a trail and his bed is grass on the ground. And all his neighbors wear horns and his best friends were born from a herd Cortez turned out. All he needs in this world is a dance with a pretty girl, sometimes on Saturday night. A good horse to ride, to live his own life, a soft place to lay when he dies. His home is a trail and his bed is grass on the ground. Thank you guys so much. Wow, what an honor to be at TED. I do so much love singing cowboy songs, probably because I love cows so much. I grew up on a ranch in western North Dakota, ranching with my dad on the family ranch, and love cows ever since the day I was born. But it wasn't until my wife Michelle and I bought our own ranch, a pretty good sized ranch, I realized I needed to get better at this. I can't just do what Dad did. I can't just do what Grandpa did. I can't just do what we did last year because there was no last year. I had to get good at ranching because I wanted to be a good steward of the land because that's what ranchers do. I wanted to be the best I could. When I was riding bulls, I wanted to be the best. I wanted to be the best rancher. And the payments were friggin' huge. So we needed to get this right. We needed to do good for financial purposes as well. So I sought out as much education. I went to seminars, read books on grazing management, on health, cattle health, and learned a lot, implemented it, went great. I had direction. I felt so good. And after a few years of that, I started seeing vast improvements in my rangeland, in herd health, in quality of cattle, Just everything improved. Weeds started not growing in my pastures. Grasses were flourishing. Everything was better. So I was winning. Felt good. And then the news broke. Cows are bad for the world. I thought, what? How can cows be bad for the world? Cows are the world. They can't be bad for nature. Cows are literally nature. Like, they eat grass. They live in nature. But that was the concept. That is the concept. Some people still believe that, I think. So I started thinking about it. I thought about the science. I thought about my training of the seminars I went to. And it kind of came down to 8th grade biology, some of it. But one of the seminars I went to, and my main reference for my knowledge, I guess, is Dr. Lee Mansky from NDSU Research and Extension Center. And he spent pretty much his whole life, 50 years, studying the reproductive cycle of native grasses in western North Dakota. And he developed a plan called twice-over grazing. And that's what we predominantly use on our ranch. But at the end of the day, it's just mostly not abusing your range land, letting your grasses grow, not overgrazing, yada, yada. So I go to the science of all the things I learned at this 3-day seminar with Dr. Mansky, which was a lot for a dumb old bull rider to soak in, but I got her done. And so a quick biology class on our ranges and what we do grazing our rangelands. His program, you go in with your cows and you graze the grasses about half, kind of graze them lightly, and then you got to rotate them to another pasture, and that gives the grasses a chance to grow, recover, and rest. So basically what that does, the cows graze that grass lightly, and it stimulates the grass into growth. It's like, okay, I got to grow more. I've been grazed. That's what I'm here to do. This is my job. Now I have to grow more. I have to shoot my roots deeper into the soil. I have to get down where there's more water. I have to create soil health. That's my job. And then keep rotating through pastures. And then his program, it's based on, like I said, the reproductive cycle. So then the plants also say, I need to reproduce. I need to produce more plants that are good for these ruminant animals. And it's also kind of based on the buffalo. There used to be 70 million buffalo grazing these rangelands, right? Grass is meant to be grazed. It's not meant to just sit there and look pretty for people to take hikes in. It's got to be grazed. Otherwise, it doesn't grow. It grows a little bit and stops, and then maybe a fire comes through later and burns it down. So with the lack of buffalo anymore on our rangelands, we're responsible for grazing. So back to the science anyways. So like I said, we're allowing our grasses to grow after stimulating more growth, more root development, right? So the science is now you have that leaf area that does photosynthesis. This is all pretty common sense. I'm not telling anybody anything they don't know. And that photosynthesis is the carbon cycle, which soaks in sunshine and CO2, atmospheric nitrogen, all the stuff that are scary, that cows are contributing to bad stuff. But here we are, now we're stimulating more CO2 carbon cycle. And those healthier plants have roots deeper into the ground, so now they're growing even when it's dry. They're storing more carbon and nitrogen in the soil, so they can grow more because they've been stimulated and they have the leaf area to grow. It's pretty cool. And I'm just doing this to take care of my cows and keep everybody healthy. So pretty exciting, but it even gets better. What's the byproducts of photosynthesis? We're stimulating all this extra growth, all this extra carbon cycle, but we're also producing oxygen. That's what photosynthesis does. So I thought that's pretty cool. And the other product is that these magic cows that can turn grass into beef. So what more do you want? How can anybody hate cows? Magic cows stimulating carbon cycle and oxygen production and beef, which obviously is one of the healthiest foods we're finding out. People are putting collagen on their face or beef tallow on their face, sugar-free, all natural, high in iron, protein. What more do you want? And oxalate-free as well, if you know what the oxalates are. This stuff is good. So anyway, that's so exciting. And my message, and we do a lot of that with our music, we try to tell this story to people that may have misconceptions. But the message also is to ranchers, because if you're a rancher, and I urge you to implement some of these programs. It's better for your land. It's better for your cows. They will all thank you. Your banker will thank you. And it works good. Your rangelands will be healthier. And for you people, anybody next time you hear global warming or CO2 emissions or any of these bad things that cows are bad for the world, just know that we as ranchers are doing our part to save the world and feed the world. Thank you guys so much. It is a wild ride. We're going to do one more song. We'll be playing out at the patio later on. Come and hear more of our full songs. It'll be fun. Here's a song called Wild Rides. It's Greg's favorite. Get the truck and light it up. We're gonna hit the ground running. Wish me luck. This rabbit foot hanging up ain't gonna cut it. Life's a trip, you just don't slip. Put your foot down and step on it. Driving by the moon, picking on a fender. Got it tuned up, give 'em something to remember. Living life, living right. If you wanna ride with me, you better hold on tight. The forecast is calling for wild rides. The forecast is calling for wild rides. Did your schooling, you ain't fooling. Now you're walking that tightrope. Keep that chest out, 'cause there's no doubt it's on to the big show. Life's a trip, you just don't slip. Put your foot down and step on it. We're driving by the moon, picking on a fender. Got it tuned up, giving something to remember. Living life, living right. If you wanna ride with me, you better hold on tight. The forecast is calling for wild rides. The forecast is calling for wild rides. It might be sunny and blue skies, but the forecast is calling for wild rides. Wild rides. Wild rides. Wild rides. What a wild ride. Thank you guys so much. It's such an honor. Much appreciated.